Hello. Hey. I have another good episode for you all. One that is pretty popular. One that confused me for a while. And I didn't know about. But it's quite important. Important. Turning pretty Irish there. It's hardiness zones. So in every card, or plant card, there's like a zone number on the back. And with each number, it kind of tells you the conditions for your, I think it's of what, like how hardy the plant's going to be. So started with the US was actually the first ones to develop the first widely recognized plant hardiness zone map. I'm reading that off of Proven Winners, the US hardiness zone. And what it kind of is based off of is the lowest temperature that is on the map. So recorded, and I think I was reading somewhere that it did say that it was off of like a 30-year temperature cycle. But anyways, it's going to base that off of in your general region. So since I'm in BC, it's going to British Columbia. It's going to it's gonna let me know, like, so mine is like we don't get, where I live in British Columbia, like it doesn't get colder than like 0 degrees too much. So we'd be like a higher number. And then if you're like northern BC, then you're going to be like a lower number for the hardiness, because it's just strong. It has to survive the winter is the biggest thing. So it's with shrubs, I think, especially, and probably I'm assuming perennials, because they'll stay outside. So shrubs or perennials, these things that are going to be living outside, not the animals that are going to die, it doesn't really matter too much. You want these things to, they're going to survive. So each one does have, and the maps are confusing for sure, because it's like a little different, especially like Canada versus like US. Canada versus US with that. Like, it seems like they kind of categorize it a little differently. Because looking here, and I am on, again, provenwinners.com. Proven Winners. Nice. Okay. So there are some numbers here. And so it's saying a 9A, which is what? So if I go over to, no, I feel like I should be recording the whole screen with this one. Let's see if I can do that. It might be too late. Maybe I'll add it in after. Okay, I think I got it. All right, hold on. All right, I have brought you into this system. So here we are on death. Provenwinners.com. In the US, a 9A says from minus 6.7 to minus 3.9. And then the British Columbia plant hardiness zone, let's see, 29. Look at that. That's pretty similar, actually. Sorry. So the other side of 9A, 20 to 25. And looks like for Canada, zone 9A, 20 to 25 Fahrenheit. So it looks like there is some consistency there. This is on plant maps. The Government of Canada website, you know, I use these guys for when I'm trying to do diving or trying to see like what I can go fish for in my area. And boy, is it confusing. So I can't even imagine trying to use this these guys for their site here. Yeah, and so obviously, like I was saying, so the colder you get, the lower the zone you're going to have for plant 2. Something more robust. I don't know what would be a very robust plant. Robust plant. Robust plant. Hardy shrub. Resilient low maintenance plants suitable for tough landscape conditions. Hardy shrub. Cold weather. I guess I could have probably should type in for like low. Okay. Junipers, boxwoods, winterberry, hollies. That one seems like unkillable. These plants generally withstand freezing temperatures and harsh cold climates. Zones 2 to 4. Look like some butts. Yeah, I'd say like it probably. I would imagine there's right back to going back to like evergreens. I would imagine were probably like a big hardiness plant or a shrub that you would use. That's my guess, because if it's withstanding, like I mean, from what it looked like, there was mostly evergreens that are. I mean, that's what you want. Like if it's a deciduous, it's just like there's not even any leaves there, so it's probably gonna be pretty hardy because there's no leaves there. But if an evergreen is there and it's green throughout the entire cold season, that's probably a very hardy plant. So, like I mean, I saw it there too, but after reading it, that's like the only one that probably sticks to my head that I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense, would be like a hollyberry tree. Like those things seem, not only do I hate them so much, but I mean, I can't say anything. We have one in our front yard, but they seem quite indestructible. So yeah, just my little tidbit. Zones, and then it does get weird too, where it depends on where you live. So like for where I live, and it's like a pretty small town. Like the population is maybe 30,000. There's 3 different zones all within this area, and that's like not even a very, like that's 3 different zones within, oh man, maybe like not even a 30-minute drive, maybe 20 minutes, because it goes all the way from ocean, which it's always gonna be warmer then. I mean, that has its own, your own challenges because of the salt water and the wind. We still have quite a bit of warmth, and more warmth down from the ocean. And then when you get higher up into the mountain, and the higher up you go, the colder it does get. So you definitely would be getting more like lower zones for you to plant. So if people come through the shop and they're looking for stuff and they live, unfortunately, like 20 minutes down the road, you're just kind of like, oh, I don't know if this is going to grow for you up the hill. But I mean, if you live closer down to the water, it's probably going to grow for you. So I can see how it does get kind of confusing in that sense. if you are buying it. If you're in a small place that has a lot of elevation change, you're pretty hooped with it. So, but if you're on like flat ground and live like on the prairies or something, not much you can grow anyways. But well, I mean, you can grow stuff still, but you're not gonna have a problem, I don't think, with a very big drastic change in the zones there. Actually, let's take a peek. So a lot of variety here because of the mountains and going up and such. Alberta. Yeah, so again, just looking off of this here, like everything on Alberta is like a 3A and a 4B, so pretty much all the same. It's all pretty much one zone, give or take. And then if you see here, for British Columbia, it varies. What about Saskatchewan? So scratch your bum. Yeah, again, not too much change there. The 3As, 4Bs, 2Bs. I sound like I know what I'm talking about with bra sizes, but I never have. Never will. And then, yeah, look at with BC, it seems to vary quite well. All the way from, what would that be? What would be the highest here? So 9B, far side of Vancouver Island. Weird. It's like Jordan River, I think, there. Oh no, Jordan River is all the way down here. Yeah, it gets warm over there. Jesus. I could see, I guess, Squamish area. Weird. But yeah, a lot more varying stuff in BC, so gotta worry more about that there. But again, if you're in kind of more of the prairies, then you seem to be pretty okay with that. You're not going to be going too wild on that or have to worry about it varying too much. I can't click on anything, and I'd love to click on it to see, but it won't let me. Shame. It's a shame. You'll never get to know. Anyways, thanks for joining me. And, yep, bye.